skills. So we have to just respect all the kinds of skills, whatever they are doing for us. Either we are thinking about our assistant professor, you mean to say technical team, and as well as accounts department, students. Okay. So firstly, we have to respect all the kinds of skill we are just feeling around us. Okay. As a leader. Second one thing, accountability. No one is trying to be accountable for any kind of decision in the higher education. Okay. Being a vice chancellor of Sikkim School University, first of all, I am the founder vice chancellor. So I have I'm dedicated to put these kinds of pillars in my university, because it play a well role to enhance the education system as well. So the second pillar is accountability. If we are taking a decision as a leader, absolutely there must be an accountability from our side. Okay. No one take the accountability for that. If decision is wrong, absolutely we have to be responsible for that. And if there is any kind of change we need in our industry, education industry, we have to move forward for that, and we have to accept it quickly. Okay. Third one is you mean to say services, whatever we are providing to our student, whatever we are providing to our subordinates in the university. So I have defined in my universities that each and every student must have to define if there is any kind of problem is there. Absolutely, there is a box that is driven outside in a free environment in the campus. And if there is any kind of problem, directly that problem can be adhered to me. So we have to put our effort to give the best services, and that is the demand of ethical leadership right now. And the fourth pillar, if you are thinking about, that is the you mean to say justice. If we are just doing any kind of decision, absolutely subordinates it may be possible hard decision must be there from our side. As a leader, we have to think about our university campus, and absolutely we have to think about the revenue, we have to think about the academia, we have to think about the long perspective too. So we have to make a justice in our decision. If there is any kind of hard decision, absolutely that is not favorable to any subordinate or student, that is not good. So we have to think about it firstly if we are thinking for the ethical leadership. Okay. So last one thing that I have to define, that must be uh, uh, enhancement must be there. A word is enhancement. That means if any student is thinking about that, there must be a free curriculum that he or she can do. Absolutely, we have to think about that, and we have to just make an opportunity in that way. In I think in last session we have discussed about the industry and academic collaboration. Absolutely, this is the chance right now. Whatever after new education policy 2020, Ministry of Skill Education and Entrepreneurship as well as UGC right now is being forward to drive the vocational education system in place of traditional education system. Why? Because in vocational education system we are thinking for the policy of 40-60 curriculum. 40% attendance must be mandatory in the campus, and 60% this is the regulation you can view I think for the vocational education curriculum. So 60% attendance must be mandatory in the industry side, because right now if we are thinking about the skill education, absolutely job perspective is willing to be seen. So in that way we are thinking about the job curriculum, how the job will be there. Absolutely, if we are thinking about the practical exposure at the time during the academic curriculum, absolutely it will be awesome thing, because a student directly will improve the skill in the industry. So in our university I have just made a curriculum in that way. After a semester, if any student is willing to, lots of collaborations are being done by my hand directly. Okay. In different sector. Okay. In relevant industries, because this is the skill university. I'm just motivating that skill university. So this is my responsibility and accountability to deal with the industries as well, because the role of industry and academic collaboration is very needy right now to enhance the job curriculum as well as the skill improvement for the student. So, as per your question, I think this is the fair enough statement from my side. If there is any further question, absolutely, I will entertain the same. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sanjeev, sir. The question is same, that what ethical challenges
Yeah,
the
so
leader you are
I'll
facing?
keep it short. So we come from the corporates, and first of all, thank you for inviting me. So it's been a great day so far. So, you know, this ethical topic is very, uh, it's the utmost important topic, you know, when we talk about the corporate setup. And most of the corporates generally, they have a code of conduct, right? And that's one of the ways they kind of drive it. But what's very important is that, you know, ethically, if you look at the literal meaning of ethical, means you have to be morally correct. And in corporate, there will be multiple situations, scenarios where, you know, this gets challenged. It could be, you know, a very rapid business growth. Somebody is seeking, you know, out of turn growth in terms of internal within the employees. Sometimes when you deal with the government, sometimes you deal with the regulator. So there are many occasions, you know, where you really have to you get into that dilemma, you know, as to what decision should be taken, and there is no one right answer, honestly. But yeah, and that comes the, you know, ethical pillar. Then comes the code of conduct of the company, you know, which kind of guides you as to what is it your duty as the senior leaders you should be making a decision for. So I think it becomes a very high responsibility on the corporates. And I can tell you from last, I've been in industry for almost 28 years now, and whichever company has, you know, has a very strong foundation on the ethics, is the one who is sustaining and who will sustain in future, because that's the most important thing today. I think people are looking forward to, and you know, in a corporate, generally it is spread across, let's say, four pockets: employees, the clients, the society, and of course the investors. So I think when you come across all these in all these pockets, you come across various situations when you really have to decide whether, you know, to cross the line or hold your breath and, you know, move on. And there are examples also in industry where a lot of companies kind of collapsed because of, you know, this ethical failure. Enron being one, Volkswagen, there was a emission scandal. Uh, and in a country which is on a high growth path, where there is a race in terms of, you know, gaining market share, doing better than others, somewhere ethics is become such a critical gap, I feel, today. This is my personal opinion. And I think in academics, while you are teaching the practical aspects of the things, the business aspects of the thing, I think these ethical aspects also need a equal attention, I feel. Because if you're not good in ethics, you may not sustain it to be a good citizen, and, you know, eventually it will collapse. So and one more thing, I think, while corporates have their own mechanisms to manage this, like code of conduct, we have whistleblowing, we have anti-bribery, we have thousands of policies, you know, which the finance guys have to check. Who are you having dinner with? Who are you eating with? What is the limit? Where are you traveling? How are you traveling? Is it business class? Is it first class? All kind of things are there. And also on the government side, there is a lot of effort where, you know, for example, POSH, corporate governance guidelines in terms of, you know, how the whole board is governed. So I think there is a lot happening on that side, and I think more needs to be done. I think especially at a foundation level in the academics, I think it requires a very good space and a place in you know, overall teaching. So that's my view. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Sajan, sir.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for the opportunity provided. Basically, answering the first part of the question, what is the biggest area of concern that is there? I would consider in one word, that is corruption. Corruption seems to be the one that is actually eating away the entire system, just like the virus that can attack the system concerned. And unless and until that is killed or that is restricted, there is no way forward, I believe. And the second part of the question that was asked, how do you think that this could be restricted or eliminated? And I would go along with what Dr. Ajay said, the 5 pillars: respect, service, justice, honesty, and community. These factors, these virtues will not be inculcated into the minds of the students. For we know, basically, there are 3 pillars of education which all of us, I believe, we know. That is family, the society, and the education, the school. These 3 factors collectively only we form a child to be a citizen, an honorable one of character and nature. And in order to do that, these 5 values, if we can inculcate into them, obviously they turn out to be tomorrow students turning out to be good citizens with respect, and they also will give us responsibility and accountability which the society stands in need of. And that's, I think, that's what we had been discussing from last 2 sessions, where we do not have people who can take up responsibilities and who can be accountable for what they are doing. And once that comes in the forum, automatically the corruption will have to find its way out. And that's what I believe education ought to do. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, I would agree with all of you. Main things are these, but exactly I want to say, who is a leader? First of all, we have to define what a leader is. At schooling, we are taught that you have to grow, you have to bring percentage, you have to become get a white collar job. But do you think we are making a leader out of him? No. Because reason is, the leader is a person who takes the other persons together with them. You getting 99%, 100% moving out in the industry, does it mean that you're taking all your friends with you? Leader is the person who takes others with him. If a person is falling and the other person is moving along, he's not a leader. He is a dictator, or a person who just wants to show off that he's a leader. In the school, colleges, everywhere, things are happening that the people, our teachers, the students, they have only one thing in mind: grade, grade, grade percentage. They think that they have to reach a particular level, then only the people will respect them. As there was a movie, Three Idiots, in which said that until you reach a particular, nobody will give you a good girl, or you won't get a credit card or something. That was true. But in that, they showed a particular point in which they said that a person gets a brain hemorrhage due to their college. I would not say that. There they showed that a person did suicide. Reason was a lecturer. No. You have to be mentally stable. Your family has to support you. For that, you need guidance. And the main guidance which can be delivered out is academia, as well as the family and the friend circle. A person is known by the friends which he keeps. Always, whenever you have to see what kind of person is, you see 5 of his friends. The kind of the friends which he has, he moves along in the market the same way. If I have friends who always talk about bribery or other things, I will also get that into my mind, that last stage, yes, I have to reach at the top, and by any means. So I would say is that the family should back them and show them the way. No, this is not the way. So a leader is the person who can move into the market and take others also with him. Now the comes how we can move into leadership, and that too ethically. Ethic is a word which has various meanings. For me, one thing could be ethic. For the second, it could be ethics for. And in each country, ethics move around in other panels. For accounting person, the first thing is I have to get my clearances done, even when I have to give bribery, as my learned friend said. It is true. Otherwise, you find it won't move. And I suppose Mr. Sanjeev Jha would also say the same out. So where does the ethics go? Right. Ethics are the things which is subjective to what is happening at that particular position where we are standing. Everybody cannot put himself into other person's shoes. So ethics moves according to the situation and the place you are placed at. So I would say ethics is required and it should be taught at the schooling level. But a person who is coming to that level, he should also understand if I'm moving into the industry, what things I'm taking, whether I have to do whatever the world says and then get to the top, or I have to take other people and become a leader. A leader is a person who drinks the water last, tells the others, please, you take it. He is the person who guides others, but not only guidance, he respects others' feelings and takes their opinions also. If you don't take other people's opinion, you're not a good leader. You have to take other people's opinions, respect that, and even when you're moving into the industry, you have to take that opinion and put it into action also. Taking opinions and doing whatever you want to, it doesn't solve the problem. In academics, we always put everything on the academics. Yes, academics, the teachers have to teach. I heard one of my learned person said, everything doesn't lie on the teacher. As my learned person said, that 40% attendance is needed. If a student is not staying in the college for 60% of his time, what will he learn? He is going there only for the basic knowledge of the subject which he is learning. Another one of my learned person members said that a person should be given 12 things and he has to choose. He was correct. He has to decline, no, this is not my part of the thing. Second, I don't want this. What I want, I should go there, because then that thing would be much easier for me and I'll flow in that. So leadership with ethics is important. But first thing is that making myself appropriate for that, making myself to project into the world. Because if I am not the correct kind of person, how will I teach the others? If I am dishonest, what will I teach my students, or what I'll teach my fellow members, or what I'll teach my children? That's 100% true. So ethics, you have to start from yourself. And it won't be that we said that Rome wasn't built in a day. Ethics won't come in a single day. You said, no, till today I was dishonest. From tomorrow, I'm an honest person. No, it won't come off. Because tomorrow, when another thing comes in front of you, you'll be the same person. So it has to start from the home. Our first teacher is a mother who teaches us, who brings us to the world and teaches us exactly what we have to do. A mother only tells us that person gave you a slap, you have to be confronted. It's not that you hit the other person. Because if that was a way out in the world, everything would have been finished out. So I would say that the main teacher of ours is a mother who brings us into the world and teaches us ethics. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. So as we are from corporate, so ethics basically is related to governance in corporate. And expanded word for governance is these days ESG, they call it environmental, social, and governance. So these are becoming more and more important these days. So not only this is historically very important for a company to create its own brand or public acceptability, but the regulators are also looking at it in very closely. SEBI has mandated to BRSR report for all top 1,000 market capitalization companies. So not only regulatory, but otherwise also these ethics is now being seen as a big factor. Even as a consumer, you only want to associate it with those brands who are mostly seen as a ethical company, like Tata, like, if I can say, my own company, Patanjali, is basically into these things. Lot of CSR activities done by the company. So these are things being done by the corporates to make their brand more acceptable these days. In the present scenario, due to social media, even a small mistake can cost your brand. Anything like last week I was going through LinkedIn, I saw somebody was asking Dipender Goyal about Zomato that you are claiming 100% green. So everybody's questioning your initiatives. So these days it's a big challenge. So these are basically seen as a enabler to a company to grow. Secondly, there are a lot many impact funds also who are looking at your rating, ESG rating. Like rating agency are now looking at your publicly declared data to rate you. Now, soon it is going to be mandatory to get rated from. I have personally seen lot many funds are only investing in those companies who are ESG rated. So these are the challenges company has to introduce a mechanism in their company to have a high value ESG policies there in any field, HR, marketing, production, distributor, supply chain. Even supply chain, they are looking at from whom we are procuring, like if they are ESG compliant. So these are the things the corporates must be very careful these days.
Thank you, everyone. Sanjeev, sir, you were talking about ethical dilemma. Always arise in financial. I want to understand from you as a CFO of one of the company, how do you ensure how do you ensure transparency and integrity while balancing the pressure of meeting organizational goals, revenue, profit, and blah blah blah?
See, fortunately, I'm working with a Japanese company, and Japanese are very high on ethics. Generally, most of the multinationals, I mean, I have worked in multinationals mostly. I think there is a very clear policy of no bribery, no backdoor things, and if you do something like that, then it may cost your job. So when it comes to your job, it's very simple for us to decide that we will not do it. While yes, the business puts a lot of pressure that the competition is doing it, that another MNC is doing it, and there will be multiple discussions. I won't be able to meet my target, then don't blame me. Some are bluff, some are real, but ultimately I think what has to be imbibed in each one of the employees from time to time is that we have to be sticking to our ethics, our code of conduct, and if anything goes wrong, we even have a whistleblowing policy. So there is hardly any room that we can even discuss to the next level. It's completely ruled out, and if it requires, especially it happens in government departments, when you're dealing with them, if you do not really honor some of these things, then you have to, they will drag you, will call you 100 times. That's a reality, but it's improving. Honestly, it's improving over the years, and we don't have at least a choice. I don't know about other corporates, but we clearly, stick to that, and it has had some negative impacts, but in a longer run, I think we are much better and much proud as an organization. Yeah. And like he said today, one note on the social media, or for example, you did something like that, and some of the employees who leave your company and they go elsewhere and they just make it a public statement, and you imagine where will it go. So it's very, very sensitive nowadays, and I think most of us are trying to be away from it.
Absolutely right,
yeah.
sir. So we have with us Dr. Ajay Kumar Mishra. He's a Vice Chancellor of Sikkim Skill University. So you were talking about the ethical leadership incorporating within your university. So how you actually make sure, or what initiatives you have taken to create ethical academic environment, and same is being imbibed among the student community as well?
Thank you. First of all, to deal with the ethical academia, absolutely, we have to think about the teaching professionals who are teaching in your campus. Absolutely, I have defined a curriculum for them, and strictly have driven a rule and curriculum that they have to strictly deal with the classes. No one will bunk in that way. Absolutely, that will encourage the student to get into the class regularly. And as we are dealing with the most of the courses are just like in our skill university, that are skill based education. So we are focusing to develop the skill as soon as possible. So we are dealing with the maximum industry related courses are there. So in collaboration absolutely with the industry, I have defined some terms for the industries that they cannot modulate the student in that way during their internship duration. So these are all from my side that I have initiated initially, and that are going well right now these time. Okay. So I think this is fair enough from my side. Yeah.
My next question is to Mr. Vikas Mehra, sir. Sir, as a controller of one of the global organizations, sir, what role does ethical leadership play, especially in the context of managing cross-border operations and even ensuring the compliances with diverse regulations and countries?
Oh, yeah. Basically, in our concern company, controller means the head of finance and HR. So we have been dealing with that, and I have seen these things which are happening. And but as my learned friend said, R is also a multinational. R is also multinational. It's a Swiss multinational. We have our particular rules. We are not allowed to give bribery or anything at any position. So in our concerns also, when we are, as you said, that we are doing the recruitments or we are doing the finance or we are dealing with government, we have to be strict. And in that concerns, sometimes it happens that some of the government bodies, they do not want to shift over. They want their share out of it. At that time, things get troublesome. But when you stick out, for sometimes the things are difficult, but later on you'll find that the things will loosen out because they also know when the other countries ambassadors or other people come into the being, they can't go too far in it. Because now when you've seen that Mr. Modi has put out things that the things should be clear and crystals and other things, things are improving. I won't say that still the things are the same. Earlier, if you have to get anything out of the government, it was really a blue out of it because you have to pay from the bottom till the end of it. But now the things are improving, and we are also finding it considerably well off that we don't have to give bribes. So, as you said that academia and these are putting hand into hand. So this has to happen due to the academic, I'll say that, because now the teachers and the lecturers who are teaching them, they are teaching them good skills. Even they are teaching them how to move into the market and use the ethics. So the people who are moving into these industry, they also know these, and it is from the ground level. Anything, if I say a tree, if I have to pluck out the leaves and say that the tree will die, no, the roots are the thing, and the roots come from the houses and the parents. And now the people who are coming, the students who are coming, hats off to the teachers and the lecturers who are doing and putting their hard labor and seeing that the people, the students, the new generation which is coming into the market, they are giving them ethics. Hats off. Thank you.
So, Dr. Sajan, actually, Mr. Mehra is putting a lot of pressure on academics only. You are running one of the institution.
I'm saying that academic is moving, and they
Absolutely,
are taking
sir.
it to the positive way.
Absolutely,
It's
sir.
very, very positive.
Absolutely, we are taking it positively, sir. So, my next leading question to Dr. Sajan, that we all understand that educational institutions always play a very critical role in shaping ethical leadership. And I personally and my audience is also interested to understand what exactly you people are doing, or as a chairman of a Don Bosco Institute of Technology, you are doing to instill leadership with ethics among the faculty, students, and other stakeholders of the institution.
Thank you. Basically, in education, whom we address, it is the future of the nation. And so what we need to look at is, what do they like? What do the youngsters like? Address them where they are. That's the starting point, we believe. As a result, in Don Bosco Institute of Technology, we have got 9 clubs wherein students enroll themselves, they get themselves selected, they canvass and get themselves selected, and they begin to take up responsibilities, they begin to show initiatives, and they begin to bloom themselves as good leaders. As it was rightly pointed out in the previous question, good leadership is a necessity. That's what we are told. It is not enough to talk, but we need to walk the talk. And we need people created for that. As a result, one of the things that we do in our institute is that we have 9 clubs where either or the clubs should be entertained by each of the students. Over 1,000 students we have in the institute. One thing. Another thing is nationalism, patriotism cannot be left out. As a result, everything that has to be celebrated by way of propagating the nation spirit into the students, the culture of the nation into the students cannot be overlooked. So they have to be respected and they have to be celebrated, and that becomes a celebration for the entire campus concerned. And there are other co-curricular as well as curricular competitions and activities that are there, keeping them vibrant, because today's youngsters, we know, to pull them out from this little idiot box that all of us do have, the mobile that we have, the talents are lost in that, because students are happy to see what others have done. But instead, make them creative. Without it, keep them occupied. When the youngsters are occupied, they become creative. And creativity is there in every one of us. There was a question asked in the previous one, who is a leader? I do believe our Don Bosco Institute of Technology believes, or the basic ideology of Don Bosco across the world in 137 countries where we are, we believe that is each one of us, we are leaders. This leadership is not given to X and Y individuals. All of us are leaders. And what basically our youngsters need to understand is, yes, I am a proud leader. When they feel that I can, remember, this is the way Barack Obama became the president of America. Only what he said is, Americans, we can. And with that, he won the hearts of the Americans and he became the president of America, scripted his destiny with a history. Dear friends, that is what we Bosconians, we try to do in our campus. And there are other activities, experts like industrial experts and other experts. There are guest lectures. There are also FDP, faculty development programs, and other things that do happen in the campus or off the campus, as a result of which, including this internship, which had been discussed in the previous session concerned, wherein students will be able to understand what is the reality outside, what is happening inside. What is happening inside helps them to shape themselves to face the market outside competently and to become efficient and effective leaders for themselves and for the society. This is exactly what Don Bosco stands for, and that's what we do in our campus. Thank you.
We are running short of time, so it could be the last question. If someone wants to add on that, can be added. So last question to Mr. Priyendu. How do you think that, okay, this academia can better collaborate with corporate world in order to nurture better and ethical leaders?
So if you ask me, it doesn't seem like it's years away I was in studying. What I have realized after joining corporate, that 90% of thing I studied at college is doesn't help me much at corporate level. So this is the thing where institutes have to do something, because normally people study for clearing the exam, while at corporate you need to have a different skill set. most of the skills we require are soft skills, like spoken, like MIS reports, like writing emails for me to start with. Subsequently, gain the product knowledge, and then you excel in the career. So instead of focusing on the grades or the degrees, we should think about teaching them how to start your career at any corporate. Thank you.
Anyone from panelists would like to add to it? How academia can or industry can better collaborate to each other?
I may add just one more line to what has been said. Today, CSR activity has become very prominent in the corporate sector. And we know how the CSR activities are helping. But if the CSR activities are also initiated into the educational sector, we can help out the poor children, the struggling children who are capable. In management terms, we call it as ask. Ability, skill, and knowledge of the students could be enhanced through various ways. And if corporates can walk into those sectors where education needs their help, my way of different things. Even he is talking about the need for skill. Perfectly agreed. Remember, a teacher has got a limitation, and the student will value the teacher saying, "This is after all expected from your end to say." But do we need to take it home? That's a different story. Whereas when a corporate person walks into the class and tells, "Dear students, these are the opportunities awaiting you, and this is what is expected of you. This is a frame in which you need to be framing yourself into. Can you do it?" That becomes a challenge to them. And youngsters today, as they are competent and they are waiting to take up challenges. And that is where the cooperation of corporates as well as the education industry can work together, and they turn out to be both sides of the same coin. And if that can happen, our education will reach to the heights. Morning we had seen that our country is having the youngest of generations. And today we are the ones who are going to rule the world. In order to rule the world, we need to have efficient hands. Let's work together and we have a better future.
Thank you, everyone in the panelist. We are really grateful to you for wonderful word of wisdoms. And I hope that audience could enrich their existing body of knowledge through the discussions. So thank you so much. And can we have a round of applause for